भद्रा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्वा
नमस्कृत्य नरं
नरं चैव
चैव
नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं
देवीं
देवीं
सरस्वतीं
सरस्वतीं
व्यासं
व्यासं
ततो
ततो
जयं
जयमुदीरयेत्।
तीरयेत्। सुन्वतां
सर्वथा
सुखतः
स्वकथा
कृष्णः
कृष्ण
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्तो
हृदयन्तो हि
हि
अभद्रान्
विधोनोति
विदोनोति सतताम्
सुरक्षताम् नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
भद्रेषु
भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत
नित्यं
सेवया
भागवतसेवया
भगवतीरुत्तम श्लोके
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिकी।
स्तुते।
Hare Krishna.
कृष्ण।
So we are discussing fourth canto, 21st chapter. Today we'll continue from verse number 28 onwards. Please repeat. मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपतेः
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपतेः
प्रियव्रतस्य राजर्षेर्
प्रियव्रतस्य राजर्षेर्
अङ्गस्य पितुः पितुः
अङ्गस्य मत् पितुः
ईदृशानाम् अथान्येषाम्
ईदृशानाम् येषाम्
अजस्य च भवस्य च
अजस्य च भवस्य च
प्रह्लादस्य बलश्चापि
प्रह्लादस्य बलेश्चापि
कृत्यमस्ति गदावृतः वृता
कृत्यमस्ति गदाव्रता मनोरुत्थानुपादस्य
मनरुत्थानपादस्य
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपते
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपते
प्रियव्रतस्य राजर्षेर्
प्रियव्रतस्य राजऋषि
अङ्गस्य अङ्गस्यास्मत् पितुः
अङ्गस्यात्म अङ्गस्यात्मत् पितुः
ईदृशानाम् अथान्येषाम्
ईदृशानामथान्येष्याम्
अजस्य च भवस्य च
अजस्य च भवस्य च
प्रह्लादस्य बलेश्चापि
प्रह्लादस्य बलश्चापि
कृत्यम् अस्ति गदा वृथा
कृत्यमस्ति गदा कृता
मनोरुद्धनपदशा
मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
ध्रुव ध्रुवशापि महीपते
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपतेः
महीपते
प्रियव्रतस्य राजर्षे
प्रियाव्रतस्य राजर्षेर्
अङ्गशस्मात् पितुः
अङ्गस्यास्मत् पितुः
ईदृशानाम् अथ न्यषाम्
ईदृशानामतान् येषाम्
आजस्य च भवस्य च
अजस्यस्य च भवस्य च
प्रह्लादस्य बलिश्चापि
प्रह्लादस्य बलेश्चापि
कृत्यमस्ति गदाव्रत
कृत्यमस्ति
नमस्ति
गदाभृता
गदाभृत
नवरुत्थानपादस्य
मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
मनोरुतनपादस्य
ध्रुवस्यापि महीपतेः
ध्रुवशापि
ध्रुवस्यापि
महीपते
महीपतेः
ह्यव्रतस्य राजर्षे
प्रियाव्रतस्य
प्रियव्रतस्य
प्रियाव्रतस्य
राजर्षि
राजर्षे
राजर्षेर्
अङ्गस्यास्मात् पितुः
अङ्गस्यास्मत्
अङ्गशस्मात्
पितुः
पितुः
ईदृशानामतान्येषाम्
ईदृशानां
ईदृशानामतान्येषाम्
ईदृशानामतन्येषाम्
तस्य च भवस्य च
अजस्य च
आजस्य च
भवस्य च
भवस्य च
ह्लादस्य बलेशापि
प्रह्लादेश
प्रह्लादस्य
बलश्चापि
बलेश्चापि
यमस्ते गताव्रता
कृतं
कृत्यमस्ति
यस्ति
गदाव्रतः
गदाभृता
मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
मनोरुत्थानपादस्य
मनोरुत्थनपादश
ध्रुव ध्रुवयासिपि मन्निपते
ध्रुवशापि
ध्रुवस्यापि
महीपते
महीपते
प्रियवतस्य राजर्षे
प्रियव्रतश
प्रियव्रतस्य
राजर्षे
राजर्षे
अङ्गस्म्यात्
अङ्गस्यास्मात्
अङ्गस्यास्मत् पितुः
पितुः
इत्रशनम् अर्थनेशम्
ईदृशानाम्
ईदृशानामतान्येषाम्
अथनेषाम्
अजस्य च भवस्य च
अजस्य च
आजस्य च
भवस्य च
भवस्य च
प्रह्लादेशाबालेश्चापि
प्रह्लादेश
प्रह्लादस्य
बलश्चापि
बलेश्चापि
कृतम् अस्ति गदाभृता
कृत्यमस्ति
प्रीतमस्ति
गदाभृता
गदाव्रता
Okay, synonyms. Manu of Manu, Swayambhava Manu.
Manu of Manu, Swayambhuva Manu.
Uttanapadasya of Uttanapad, the father of Dhruva Maharaj.
Uttanapadasya of Uttanapad, the father of Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruvasya of Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruvasya of Dhruva Maharaj.
Api, certainly.
Api, certainly.
Mahipate of the great king.
Mahipate of the great king.
Priyabratasya of Priyabrata in the family of Maharaj Dhruva.
Priyavratasya of Priyavrata in the family of Maharaj Dhruva.
Rajarse of great saintly kings.
Rajarashe of great saintly kings.
Angasya of the name Anga.
Angasya of the name Anga.
Asmat, my.
Asmat, my.
Pituhu of my father.
Pituhu of my father.
Pituhu of the father.
Pituhu of the father.
Idrusanam of such personality.
Idrishanam of such personalities.
Atha also.
Atha also.
Anyesam of others.
Anyesham of others.
Ajasya of the supreme immortal.
Ajasya of the supreme immortal.
Cha also.
Cha also.
Bhavashya of the living entities.
Bhavashya of living entities.
Cha also.
Cha also.
Prahaladasya of Maharaj Prahlad.
Prahladasya of Maharaj Prahlad.
Bale of Maharaj Bali.
Bali of Maharaj Bali.
Cha also.
Cha also.
Api certainly.
Api certainly.
Krityam acknowledged by them.
Pratyam acknowledged by them.
Asti there is.
Asti there is.
Gadabrata, the supreme personality of Godhead who carries a club.
Gadabrata, the supreme personality of Godhead who carries a club.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is confirmed not only by the evidence of the Vedas, but also by the personal behavior of great personalities like Manu, Uttanapad, Dhruva, Priyavrata, and my grandfather Anga, as well as by many other great personalities and ordinary living entities exemplified by Maharaj Prahlad and Bali, all of whom are theists, believing in the existence of the Supreme Personality Godhead who carries a club. Purport. Narottam Das Thakur states that one has to ascertain the right path for his activities by following in the footsteps of great saintly person and books of knowledge under the guidance of spiritual master. Sadhu Sastra Guru Bhakya. A saintly person is one who follows the Vedic injunction, which are the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Guru refers to one who gives proper direction under the authority of the Vedic injunction and according to the examples of the lives of great personality. The best way to mold one's life is to follow in the footsteps of the authorized personalities like those mentioned herein by Prithu Maharaj, beginning with Swayambhava Manu. The safest fast in life is to follow such great personalities, especially those mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Mahajan or great personality are Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, Manu, the Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Yamaraj, Bhishma, Janaka, Shukadev Goswami, and Kapila Muni. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Kacharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatare Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Bhara Shivashri Gaura Sanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So we are discussing the conversation between Prithu Maharaj and the citizens of kingdom. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. So Maharaj Prithu is instructing all the members of his kingdom, including demigods, great personalities, sages who were present. So he is requesting everyone to follow the path of bhakti. And he is also explaining or giving the reason why he is putting all such instruction in front of them, right? Because that is the instruction from the Supreme Personality Godhead. And he also mentioned here that what benefit would everyone get when they follow the path of bhakti. So if people do not follow Varnashrama Dharma and bhakti principle, not only they will suffer, at the same time, king will also suffer for that action, because it's the duty of the king to take care and make sure that all the citizens are following the path of bhakti. So that's why he said, I request all the pure demigods, forefathers, and sages to approve my proposal. For after death, the result of action is equally shared by its doer, its director, and the approver. So whoever direct, who will implement, who will support, all will be benefited. And then he says the authority of Supreme Personality Godhead, supreme authority. So according to the authoritative statement of Shastra, there must be a supreme authority, right? And that supreme authority is Krishna, Supreme Lord. This can be observed by the presence of beautiful and powerful bodies in this life, by sense version in the Lakshmi. So that's what it said, that without the supreme authority, there is nothing possible. So that's why he said that Supreme Lord, because he has the ability to do, he is the cause of all causes. So he is only instructing everything. Now to continue to that, so he is saying how he is giving some example. Like one may ask, like, how can one believe that Supreme Personality Godhead is the supreme authority? Okay, so that's why he is giving all the great personality example in this verse. He says, this is not only, this is confirmed not only by the evidence of the Vedas. So in the previous verse, he mentioned that in the Vedas, the Shastra talks about the supreme authority. And now in this verse, he said, this is not confirmed. This is not only confirmed in the Vedas, but also by the personal behavior of the great personalities, like all the great personalities in his, dynasty, starting from Swayambhuva Manu, and Uttanapada, Priyavrata, then the Dhruva Maharaj, Anga, Vena. So all, he didn't take the name of Vena because we know that Vena, he was very cruel king, right? So he's taking Anga, as well as many other great personalities and ordinary living entities, exemplified by Maharaj Prahlad and Bali Maharaj. All of them who are teached, means who are believer of God, believing in the existence of Supreme Personality Godhead who carries a club, Gadabrata. Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the same thing. Arjuna says that this is not only I am saying, it is confirmed by great personality like Vyasa, and that verse, the Param Brahma, Param Dhama, that verse, if you see that, he mentioned, Arjuna mentioned all the great personalities, Vyasa, Tula, and all the great personalities, right? So he said that they are all confirmed, that you are the supreme personal, you are the Param, yeah. You are Param, and you are Param, you are the shelter of all the personality. It's like Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter 12 to 13 verse. Krishna says, right, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Param Bhavan, Purusham Saswatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So this is the glorification or the introduction and or of Krishna. They say that you are the Param Brahma, you are Param Brahma, Param Dhama, you are the Supreme Personality Godhead and you are the ultimate abode. And you are Pavitram, you are the pure. Hmm? And you are and the absolute truth, right? Then he says the Purusham, you are the Purusham Saswatam Divyam, right? You are the eternal, transcendental, and original. You are original Adi Purusham, Adi Devam, you are original personality of Godhead, and Ajam Vibhum, right? You are unborn, Ajam, and you are the greatest. You are the possessor of all the opulence. So you are the supreme personality Godhead. Krishna confirmed, after hearing whole Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna confirmed that he accepted the position of Krishna. Then Arjuna says, not only I am saying, that's what he said, that all the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devala, Vyasa confirmed this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. And he himself says, Swayam Chaiva Babrashime. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aham Sarvasya Prabho Matta Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhadite Mam Buddha Bhava Samantaha. Krishna, I am the Supreme Personality of God. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. Right? Like that, Krishna speaks many other verses also that he is the Supreme Controller, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Arjuna also confirming, and Arjuna says, not only me, the great sages like Vyasa, Narada, Asita, Devala, all of them, confirmed that you are the Supreme Personality Godhead. That's why this is the absolute truth. And similarly, here Prithu Maharaj says, it's not only I'm saying or Shastra says, all the great personality has confirmed the same thing. So why he's giving all this example? Because sometimes if you give the reference that these great personalities followed something, people in general accept that. So if you see that today's the ad industry run similar fashion, right? They want to advertise their product. What they do, they request or they pay money to the expert in that field and tell them to promote their product, right? For example, if you see that, let's say the sport personalities, and there are many shoe companies like Nike and all the other shoe company. What they do to promote their product, they pay to the sport personality who are very famous, and they just ask them to promote their product. And when the people see that, oh, blah blah person, that every sport field there is a famous, very popular person. Like if you see that, especially in India, the cricket, the Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, all they're popular personalities. They become a brand ambassador, or they do different advertisement, and people see that, oh, this person says, then that's true. Sometimes it happened, they themselves do not use it, but just they advertise it, just to deceive the people. Okay, you see that, they might be using something else, not only the shoe brand, but we see that there are so many other things, people that this great personality, advertise people and deceive people, because the people will simply follow that. When we give the example, the people follow that. That's why here Prithumara saying that, okay, I may be wrong, you may not believe on me, or you may not have faith on me, but look at these personalities, Swayambhava Manu, Uttanapada, Dhruva Maharaj, Priyabrata, Anga, like that Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, they are great personalities, exemplified personalities, all of whom are theist and believing in the existing the Supreme Personality Godhead, and who confirm the statement that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, and he is he is supreme. He has the supreme authority. So that's why we should follow. So in the purport, Prabhupada says this, says, Narottama Das Thakur state that one has to ascertain the right path of his activity by following in the footstep of acharyas, right? Saintly person and books of knowledge under the guidance of spiritual master. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Bhakya. So these are the three sources of truth. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Bhakya. We always discuss this, right? We need to follow these three sources, Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Why we need three sources? Why not one, right? Because if you follow just one, we may be cheated or we may be deceived by someone, right? Let's say we say that, oh, I will follow this only Shastra, why I Guru and Sadhu? Shastra, it's good, we can follow the Shastra, but original Shastras are translated by many personality, many people, right? So we may get a wrong interpretation. If some so-called person translated Bhagavad Gita, and we see that today in today's world, we see 1,000 versions of Bhagavad Gita, but most of them are translated or interpreted wrongly. I'm not saying all, but most of them. If you pick up any, So that's why only Shastra, if you follow Shastra, we may not get the right direction. That's why sadhus comes into picture. Okay, sadhus means all the previous acharya, great personality. Like here we see that the examples, Vyasadeva. Arjuna gives example of all of them, and here Prithu Maharaj also says about Swayambhava Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Anga, Uttanapad, Priyabrata, So when we discuss, when you hear about their lifestyle, the way of living in the Bhagavatam, then we understand that, okay, so they're also talking the same point what our authentic Shastra says. Now, both are saying. Then third is the Guru Bhakya, means the current Guru, okay, who are connected with the disciple, bona fide Gurus, not that so-called Guru. So bona fide Guru, if you pick up, then when hear from them, their Bhakya, they also talk the same principle. So that's why Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru Bhakya, the three source should be the same. Okay, if anyone is differing, that means that's not the correct. So this is a checklist we have to understand. And if you're following some guru, or following some Shastra, we should first hear from these three sources and see that they are all talking the same thing. If not, then that's not the right source. That's what we need to understand, right? So that is the way also to judge, to find whether we are following the authentic path or not. Otherwise, today we see that there are so many gurus. They say that even they put a tilak and all these things, put a saffron cloth and say that they claim to be guru. but what they're speaking we should hear from them for at least few times or few 1 week or regularly, then understand, read the scripture, authentic Bhagavad Gita. Are they talking same? Then third is sadhus. We have to hear from the acharya, previous acharyas, right? Okay, one may say that who is the acharya? Let's talk, pick up Vyasadev, all this personality. Not only if you, some people claim that, oh, I don't want to follow Iskcon acharya. They might be biased. They only talk about, but whatever Iskcon says or Prabhupada say. Okay, if that is the case, then let's not pick up now. Let's go beyond the this Iskcon and all this thing, right? Our acharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Vyasadev, hmm? um, and as Arjuna says, Asita, all those personality, and if you go beyond that, six Goswami, they are not part of Iskcon or anything, you know. Mm. ISKCON was ISKCON was formed in 1965, right? Before that, what? It was Sanatana Dharma, Gaudiya Vaishnava Dharma, or Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya was there. So this is not started now. So if you see our connection, a disciple section started from Krishna, then what? Brahma, Vyasadev, Narada Muni, then some different our Madhvacharya, all acharyas, all if you pick up them, you talk about okay, what Narad Muni says. Narad Muni is not biased. Narad Muni is not from ISKCON. Okay, so hear from Narad Muni. We have a very there are many scripture available which Narada Muni says. In a Bhagavatam, forget about anything. Bhagavatam, you see that Brahma Narada Sambad. Narada, what happens when Vyasadev compiled all the Shastras, Vedas, different Vedanta Sutra, other scripture, Mahabharata, all the all everything. Then end of his life, he was despondent. He was not happy. He was not satisfied. Then what happened? Then Narad Muni appeared and he corrected, Vyasadev. He chastised. He corrected Vyasadev that what you have done, excellent job, but you haven't enough glorified a Supreme Personality Lord, because Krishna says, Vedescha sarver ahameva vedya. Vedas are there to, the essence of Veda is to understand Krishna properly. But if one goes to the Vedas and they may get some glimpse of Krishna, but they do not understand the pure, do not understand completely who is Krishna. So that's why you have to compile Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Amala Purana, spotless Purana. No one can say this is wrong in Amala Purana. That's why I call it Amala Purana. We have 18 Purana. Beyond that, it comes Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the purest form, purest truth, which talks about all the devotees, all the previous, sadhus, their experience, So that's why the sadhus are very important. So this is where we can understand whether the source is correct or not, right? Prabhupada says, a saintly person is one who follows the Vedic injunction, which are the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is another point. There are so many gurus, they say they do not want to follow the Shastras, because they know that if they follow the Shastra, then they have to follow this path, Bhakti path, Sanatana Dharma path. They want to establish their own way and deceive the people. That's why they say they don't want to follow the Shastra. Follow my way. I am God and you follow me. Right? So then a word guru refers to one who gives a proper direction under the authority of Vedic injunction and according to the example of the lives of the great personality. This is another symptoms of the guru. Guru doesn't speak out of his own mental speculation. Guru speaks on the basis of Vedic injunction and what? The Guru himself follow the sadhu and shastra. Right? So all are connected each other, So Vedic, and according to the example of the lives of a great personality, that's what Guru speaks. If you see that, all our Gurus, talk about the current Gurus, Iskcon Gurus, or Srila Prabhupada, or if you go Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, or Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, or Jagannath Das Babaji. So if we keep going like that, Narottama Das Thakur, or Pansat Goswami, all they all speak the same principle which are confirmed by our great Acharya and which are mentioned in the Shastras, right? So that is the thing. The best way to mold one's life is to follow the footstep of authorized personality like those mentioned herein by Prithu Maharaj, beginning with Swayambhava Manu. So we have been hearing Srimad Bhagavatam for almost 4 years, and also Bhagavad Gita. Now we all should be clear about what is the authentic path of bhakti, what is bhakti means, right? Now, if anyone comes and talk about something, we should not be deceived, right? We know what is mm, pure bhakti, what is the purpose of life, right? We discussed many times, everywhere, every purport Prabhupada brings the topic so that we won't forget. So that's why here Prithu Maharaj says, these are all great personality who confirmed this principle. The safest path in the life is to follow such great personality, especially those mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Mahajanas or great personality are Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, Manu, the Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Yamaraj, Bhishma, Janaka, Shukadev Goswami, Kapila Muni. These are all 12 Mahajans. Yes, if you follow the footstep of all these Mahajans, when you pick up these, they are not part of Iskcon, okay? Then why people so worried about that? People say that, okay, Iskcon is what they misguided people, but no, Iskcon is just a name here, but then the parampara is exist since time immemorial, right? We see the disciplic success. So that is what we need to understand. So very authentic source, the truth. That's why the sadhu, shastra, and guru, the three are the authentic source of truth. And when we follow this, definitely we will reach the correct destination and we are in the right path. Hare Krishna. Any question? Comment?
Still, we see so many intelligent people following gurus who are not authentic, and you wonder why.
Yeah. The reason is they don't want to surrender. They want to lord it over this material world. They see that, okay, these are the organization, these are the guru who has no rules and regulation. Still, they will be considered as a master, and they're allowed to continue the sense gratification, not like so many restrictions. So they are happy in those paths, They don't want to do any sadhana. They don't want to do any tapasya. Just they want to, for the sake of name of bhakti, they want to do everything. So that's why the other organization are allowed. So people are so much interested in that. But when when we ask them to follow the pure bhakti path as mentioned in Shastras, Gurus, and Sadhus, they're not interested.
But some of them seem semi-authentic in the sense that they're into Brahman or whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but still, they don't have a daily sadhana. They don't have devotional service. I know some of these organizations do kirtan. You know what I'm saying? But it's like for them, like being vegetarian and being kirtan is like good enough. You know.
Right.
But even that vegetarianism, there is no concept of offering it, to Krishna or the deity first.
Yeah,
That is not there. So it's like being vegetarian in itself is a virtue.
yeah, yeah. That's why this is called like absolute truth, right? Bhagavan realization is the absolute truth. It's the highest truth. Apart from that, there are two other realization, that is Brahman realization and Paramatma realization.
But
These
even
are
those groups who do Brahman realization and all that, they don't have
sadhu.
offering it, like just Srila Prabhupada says just being a vegetarian is not a virtue, He says the elephant is a vegetarian, the cow is a vegetarian, monkeys are vegetarian. So he says even animals are vegetarian.
Mhm.
So just being a vegetarian in itself, I mean, of course, it is less karmic, you know, reaction,
Right.
definitely. So it's better than being a non-vegetarian, but it still doesn't give you the benefit of getting out of the cycle of birth and death. Just create some better karma for you. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, more they will talk about mode of goodness. Okay, being a mode of goodness, so now all vegetarian
Right.
and do all the different types of puja or worship or different
Or
types of
service, community service.
communities. All right, they will all talk about that. Yes, it's good. At least one sense it's good, but that's not what the main purpose, right? We have to go beyond the mode of goodness. That is what the bhakti comes into picture, the pure bhakti, you know.
But sometimes that's what attracts people. People feel like,
Yes, some
you know, s-
activity, right?
right. Sometimes like Iskcon is criticized. Oh, you're not concerned so much about community, even though we are, we do sadham distribution. We have, you know,
If you
Bhaktivedanta Hospital, but that's not our first priority,
even we do that. If, see, now the in India, Kumbh Mela is already started or about to start something, right?
Mm,
Maha Kumbh Mela or something, and our Iskcon devotee already set up the tent. They'll every day, whole, I think how many days it will be, 7 days or 10 days or something. They will serve meals every day, like
mm,
Gauranga Prabhu. He has
mm.
started his, there were, if you see that, I think he will, I don't know, their plan is to serve uh,
100,000 people
100,000 meals every
every
day or
day.
something, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So where is that? Why can't they see this, right? Even during the peak COVID time, who were active, you know,
Mm.
providing prasadam,
Right.
Iskcon. They don't see all this, but they say that, oh, you don't do anything, you know, on community basis. Yes, but whatever we are doing is the highest community service, giving someone bhakti, right? But yes, how we can't explain all this thing to people, because they want to, okay, if someone constructed hospitals or old age homes, they are great, but in the beyond the, they do all sinful activities. That's a good, actually, you can do, but that doesn't solve the problem. If someone construct the temple, or what he called, uh, um, old age homes or hospitals or any schools, will the suffering of human being be stopped? No, nothing is improving. Then what is the benefit of doing that? Yes, they will get a temporary help, that's all, you know. But if they think that, okay, they construct that old age home, but along with that, if they establish a bhakti principle, you know uh, uh, educate the people to follow the bhakti, which is the highest perfection, then not only this life, they will be benefited, right? So that is what we need to think. If you give some temporary benefit, what happens? Yes, they may be happy for this life, but again they will come back and live, have to take a human form or any other form and struggle, right? That's then they say that, oh, they don't believe on next birth. Okay, at least this birth they should take care, who have seen the other birth. If they start argue like that, there is no answer for them, right? We just have to leave them. Yeah. Yes, but we need to understand that in Krishna also says, Bhagavad Gita, the intelligent people follow this path. Others, they have take many births and finally they come to this path. That's the another point he said. It's not that no one is escaped from this path. Initially they won't believe, but they will take many births. Finally they understand that Vasudeva is Sarvamiti. They understand this principle, then they'll start surrendering. But before that they struggle in in many births. Okay, if they want to struggle, let them struggle. But if you really they're intelligent, they'll follow this path. Okay, any other comment or question from anybody?
So for mantra meditation, we see like different community, different cults. They do different mantra meditation, and some and again we don't know what is authentic, but their mantra do have names of Ram and Krishna. Sometime Govinda, sometime Radha. So sometime, I mean, uh, they everybody has like some affinity about mantra they do, right? Sometime, so I think Srila Prabhupada says, I think that's okay, right? I mean, as long as the mantra has the name of Ram and Krishna, Govinda, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, see, as long as they're chanting the names of Vishnu Tattva, it's always, good. Yeah. And but on top of that, we need a Mahamantra, it's called Mahamantra, which has Krishna's name and all. I mean, not only it's, this Mahamantra was introduced by Iskcon, but it's there in the many scripture. What is the scripture name? Kali Kapani Upanishad or something.
Kali Santarna Upanishad.
Upanishad, yes. So it's there, from there it started, like why Hare Krishna mantra is authentic. But uh, people also, there is a big discussion or, what do you call, controversy statement that, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's not Hare Krishna, it's Hare Rama, all such kind of thing are coming up. But if you see that Hare Krishna is the only authentic, there is
But
none.
besides, I like some of these groups. I know acquaintances in the Art of Living group and all that. Madhav Kanta Prabhu. They do not chant. What do you call, consistently? I mean, they do meditation and things like that. But I mean, they do meditation on a consistent level, but that's not the process for Kali Yuga, because in Kali Yuga it's so hard to to really meditate, and you need that meditation, such concentration and such proper process, and things like that. And those processes are not that easy in Kali Yuga. And besides, they don't have like a consistent program, of serving the Lord. I mean, they do kirtan, but they do kirtan on like a, you know, more for your enjoyment rather than for the for the pleasure of the deities. Many of them say like, oh, it's so enjoyable doing kirtan, so they are enjoying, I notice, rather than there is no question of for the pleasure of the deities. So the concept itself is not fully ripe and fully, understood, that perfect concept like in the Bhagavad Gita, the final concept that Krishna makes Arjuna understand is not there. What is the goal of the human life? Ultimately, if you are your constitutional position is that of a servant and of the Lord of a master, most people do not want to admit that there is a supreme personality of Godhead that is the master, and you are ultimately only a part and parcel of him. That you are just the finger or the hand of a supreme body. And if you do not work in cooperation with the body, you're really not enjoying yourself at all. A hand can't enjoy by itself unless it cooperates with the body. So that concept is not necessarily there. It's like when they do kirtan, it's for their enjoyment, not necessarily for the enjoyment of the Lord. So even though they are doing something good, like Rasraj Prabhu said, in the mode of goodness, the perfect concept is not understood.
Yeah.
When you say the mantras, I mean, they don't even chant mantras on a proper regulative standard basis. I mean, some of these groups even do not eat onion and garlic. I know that because I lived with some of them, when they visited some homes. And it was nice of me that they also wanted to cook without onion and garlic and things like that. But the concept of offering it was not there. I actually offered what they cooked, which was that made it, acceptable for me to partake. So, and they did not object to it, of course, but they don't have that concept. So it was nice of me, that they were there in a home where they at least insisted on doing that. But and they did do their meditation, I noticed, early in the morning for a certain amount of time, and there wasn't even a set time that they did that, but they did that. So it's better than, it is life in the mode of goodness, but it is not really understanding getting out of this cycle of birth and death altogether. And their goal was Brahman eventually.
Yeah, Mataji. No, I was thinking about sadhus, right? Guru, sadhu, and shastra. Now, sadhus are, and even gurus, they are in different, not everybody in Gaudiya
Oh,
Sampradaya.
yeah, those, yes. Those, like Rasraj Prabhu said, like the Ramanuja Sampradaya, the Madhva Sampradaya, they are all, Srila Prabhupada even accepts them as valid and, bona fide Sampradayas. That's fine. That is fine. That is like in Vaikuntha. There are people who worship Narayana. There are people who worship Lord Ram. There are people who want to exclusively worship Lord Narasimha, or Vamanadev, or. So if you have exclusively some form of Vishnu Tattva, that is perfectly fine. Not everybody is attracted to just going to Goloka Vrindavan. You might be attracted to Narayana form. You might be attracted to, Lord Ram exclusively. So that is fine. If it is some form of Vishnu Tattva, then you will go to Vaikuntha.
Also, in that case, it won't be Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They will have their own mantra, right?
Yes. Yeah. Even Dhruva Maharaj, his mantra was not Hare Krishna Mahamantra. His mantra was Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. But Vasudeva is none other than Krishna. But that is the mantra his Guru Narada Muni gave him.
Yeah, and one thing we need to understand that those devotees who chant other Vishnu Tattva names, but they do that, that's good. But after that, they should follow the four regulative principle and all these things, right? If they don't do that, then again, they're committing sinful activities, that may become impediment in their path. I know, like, especially in Andhra Pradesh and other states, there are Balaji devotees. They are very pure devotees. They worship Balaji, but they eat non-veg and they do other kind of sinful activity. So so these are the things, right? Four regulative principle and sincerely pray, surrender. That part should be there. Then only they can go to the respective Vaikuntha planets. Otherwise, there is no success in that path as well.
So such bhakti is without knowledge, right? I think Romapad Maharaj was telling, like, there is called Jnana Mishrit Bhakti. Means someone has a knowledge, and but these examples where non-veg eating, meat eating, it is basically doing bhakti but without knowledge, right?
Yeah, I mean, doing bhakti, but not knowing the complete knowledge, right? That is the lack of scriptural knowledge. They do
So
the
they call it
bhakti.
sentimental, right, Prabhu? When you do bhakti without knowledge, and more sentiments.
Sentiment, yes, kind of sentimentally they're doing, or there's a various reason, right? They think that, okay, out of fear also, they do, because this is, we need to do this, otherwise we will be punished, or we may not get whatever we want to get. That's what it's like. They do all this because to get something. That is also, according to them, that's also bhakti, right? But that's not the pure bhakti, right? If you see in Andhra Pradesh, they do their Balaji bhaktas, but they if you ask them, why they do it because they want, in return they want money. They say that they donate so much jewels, so many things. And what is the concept of that? If you give 100 rupees, Balaji will give you 1,000 rupees, right? That's the concept. So these are all not bhakti, right? That's what on Sunday also Maharaj said, right? Anya vilasita shunya jnana karma anabhritam anukullena krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama. That is the definition which our Rupa Goswami gives, is the definition of the pure bhakti. Anya vilasita shunya. There should not be any other motivation. There should not be. It's devoid of karma, devoid of jnana. Only the pure bhakti is anusulena krishnanu silanam bhakti. Perform the activity which is anukula bhakti. Krishna says, what Krishna accepts. That is the pure bhakti. If you do anything else, it is Karma eva hi kevalam. That's what Maharaj said. It's just a waste of time. We do all this thing thinking that, oh, we are doing bhakti, but it's a simply waste of time. So this is what the understanding. Yeah, so if you have this knowledge, this understanding, and we are following the footstep of our acharyas, right? Then we are safe. We are safe. We are not misguided. We are safe and we are going in the right direction. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's offer our obeisances to all the
one more thing. Even though those people are doing with the meat eating and all that, will they not have some level of sukriti, and probably progress in their next life?
Yeah, one thing what Maharaj mentioned also very I think I mentioned yesterday also, right? See, sometime we have a parabdha karma and aparabdha karma, right? So parabdha karma may be mitigated. Parabdha means which is already fructified or which is about to fructify in a few months, few years, like that. They maybe get rid of that. That is the benefit they get, but they still go through the their aparadha karma is not mitigated yet. They have to face that. That is the one thing. Yes, they may get, I don't know what kind of sukruti they'll get. Maybe because of that they may get another chance, to perform bhakti. It's, it should be possible also, if they did some kind of, sukruti or some kind of this kind of bhakti, right? Not pure, but some extent of bhakti. Not sure, maybe they get some kind of benefit or, some sukruti they get, and in the next life they get more opportunity to follow the bhakti. That should possible also.
Because even some of us who came into Krishna consciousness were doing meat eating and doing some of the things we were not supposed to do, But because somehow we sincerely called out to Krishna, we got the opportunity to understand more about it,
Yeah, that's possibility. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's continue tomorrow. Let's offer our obeisances. Vancha kalpa taruvishya kripa sindhu bhayavesya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Antara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Sadguru
Srila Prabhupada ki. All assembled devotees ki jai.
His grace Rasraj Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone.